barf-flavored jelly beans, choca-caca, and candy eyeballs. These are 10 weird candies you should never show to your kids. Number 10. Barf-flavored jelly beans. There are many things that can make you wonder, why was this made? Barf-flavored jelly beans are one of those things. Who came up with that brilliant idea? Also, how did they know what barf tastes like? And why did they think that people might want to eat candies that taste like barf? There's a reason people don't like to barf. Because not only does it feel terrible, but it also doesn't have the best taste. In the bag, you'll find all other flavors like rotten egg, stinky socks, canned dog food, and booger. The candy makers went all the way with this one. Not only are kids less likely to want this candy because of its name, but parents will also think twice before getting it. This candy is weird in every way, and we don't advise you get it to your child. It can be a good gag gift at best of times, but it's not a great gift any other time. So maybe consider getting something else. Number 9. Choca-caca. We're pretty sure that no one thinks about poop as candy. No one leaves the bathroom thinking they just passed out some sweet and tasty treat. So why does choca-caca exist, you ask? We don't know either. Not only is it weird that such candy is sold to people, but it's a sight that makes you want to throw up. There are people who can't stand the sight of poop, so this candy has already lost a lot of customers. The candy is a fudge product that is placed in a diaper. You know, things that babies wear when they do number 1 or 2. Also, the candy is brown in color and placed on the diaper in the shape of poo. It doesn't make sense why anyone came up with this candy in the first place. You shouldn't have to keep telling yourself that it's just candy and not actually poo. But even after getting it into your mouth, it may be harder to swallow. Even though the candy makers say it's just a pile of chocolate, you can't help but imagine poo instead. Don't get this for your child or anyone else for that matter. It's a terrible gift that'll make them ask a lot of questions you're not ready for. Number 8. Eyes of Terror gumballs. The one thing that parents deal with the most is kids asking questions. As they grow, they learn more about themselves and the environment, and usually they want to know more. The only problem is they don't know the right time to ask some questions. Their parents could be trying to rest, and then the kid comes with a question from out of nowhere. This makes many parents just answer with, "Because I said so," or something that makes them not have to explain. Where are we going with this? The Eyes of Terror gumballs is where. Your child catches you hiding and snacking in the kitchen. They ask, "What are you eating?" You don't want to share, but you have to answer anyway. So, you show them that you're eating a bunch of eyes. This is the fastest way to get your child scared and asking a lot of questions. If you don't want to explain to the police why you're snacking on eyeballs, we suggest you avoid this candy. This gumball candy looks like an eyeball, and they can be creepy for people who don't know it's just candy. So imagine handing one to your child. They're going to be kicking and screaming for a while. If you don't mind that, by all means, hand them a pack. Don't say we didn't warn you. Number 7. Awake caffeinated chocolate. We're sure you love your child or children and would do anything for them, but would you like them to stay awake all day, every day? Kids can be a lot. So whatever little time you get to yourself when they nap is great for catching your breath and maybe getting some sleep yourself. So imagine you're at a store and grab a few treats for your babies without looking at the name. You get home and you hand it out. It's siesta time and you're tired, but your kids aren't feeling sleepy. If anything, they're all over the place and they think they can take over the world. You see a candy wrapper in the corner, and for the first time you notice the name, Awake Caffeinated Chocolate. Now that's bad. The last thing you want is for your kids to eat a candy that has the same chemicals as a Red Bull drink and stay up all day. What makes this weird is that there's chocolate with caffeine out there for kids. We think you already know why you shouldn't get this candy for your kids. Number 6. Necco wafers. No one buys a Necco wafer to have fun. Fun and this candy don't live in the same house. In fact, many kids have turned their noses up at Necco wafers for a long time. The company that makes the treat is in Revere, Massachusetts. Some time ago, they closed up and no longer make the sweets. We didn't like to see them go for many reasons. For one, they've been around for almost 170 years. That's a long time. Also, many people had jobs there and now they have to start all over again. But on the other hand, we're happy that more kids won't get to see the Necco wafers. That's a blessing too. This candy looks like it might be tasty from afar, but once you pop it in your mouth, it's almost like you're eating chalk. Why do they even try? In fact, one thing that made the candy very popular was how many kids didn't like it. That's a silly thing to gain from. So if you don't like it when you were a kid, there's no reason to give it to your kids now. Goodbye, Necco wafers. We'll miss you a bit, but we won't be eating you anytime soon. Number 5. Giant gummy worms. There are a lot of things wrong with this candy, but the one that we can all see is the size. This gummy worm is one of the biggest treats you can buy. It can be as long as 243 centimeters with a weight of almost 26 pounds. Why should you even be buying it in the first place? It's like giving your child the key to your sugar closet, and that's up to you to deal with. The gummy worm is too much candy for a child to have at once. It's unhealthy at that rate and can make children sick if they finish the thing. Are you ready for some stomach trouble? If not, we suggest looking for candies that are quite normal in size. Number 4, tequila lollipops with worm. First of all, this candy is called tequila lollipops. Of all the things they could have used, why did they go with a hard drink? There's a reason that kids aren't allowed to drink hard drinks. So even though sucking on such drinks isn't drinking, it's still the same result. Kids take them. Like, that's not weird enough. The lollipops have worms in them. Why does the candy maker think that kids want to suck on worm candy? Sometimes we wonder if they even know what kids want in the first place. Don't be the parent that gets their child tequila and a worm. Number 3, Spermies. There's only 2 ways to explain this candy. One, the manufacturers made it for adults only, or the manufacturers have no idea what makes children happy. This candy is best described as inappropriate, and it's not something that should be present in any birthday party. I mean, how do you explain to kids that this is not even an appropriate gift for a friend? Whoever made this should be forced to take them down, as they don't show any level of creativity. They're simply not appropriate for kids of any age. If you find this around, be sure to tell your parents so they can make sure it's taken off the supermarket shelf. You'll be doing a favor to millions of other kids, trust me. Number 2, jelly boobs. Who really thought it was a good idea to put boobs on the cover of a candy for kids? This person obviously doesn't know what kids want. Perhaps this wasn't even made for kids in the first place. So I think we shouldn't have them anywhere in our supermarkets. Jelly boobs are exactly what they sound like. Jelly designed to look like boobs. Since the candy was never made for kids, parents should go the extra mile in stopping their kids from buying this. But can you really stop kids from finding these things? I believe this candy should be taken off our shelves completely. I mean, what are they trying to teach the kids? Now we move on to the moment you've all been waiting for. Number 1, camel balls. I'm pretty sure if you're wondering if you heard that right, well, spoiler alert, you did. Not only is the name of this chewing gum really weird, it looks like something I'll definitely not put in my mouth. Aside from the fact that this looks like a private part of a camel, it has a sour taste that can make you spit it out. People who've bought this candy have confessed that it tastes really good. If this is true, why does it have an extremely awful pack? I guess the manufacturers were so eager to land a sale. Do you think this marketing tactic worked? Yeah, I don't think so, since most parents don't want their kids chewing on the balls of a camel. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.